Poverty, unemployment, AIDS, crime. Is it just a big black hole, or are there answers that can break the downward cycle? Are there ways that people can climb up the economic ladder and make a better life for themselves and their children? These are critical questions we must ask when we decide how to use our time and resources in the fight against poverty and AIDS.
What is so powerful about C.A.S.T model is that it's really about ordinary people in ordinary churches and helping those ordinary people in ordinary churches to reach out to their friends and their neighbors, the people who live around them, in the ways that they can, in ordinary ways, but doing things that make a really, really profound difference in the lives of people and in the lives of the community around them.
Almost every church has some kind of outreach that they may call social outreach or community development. Almost every church I know somehow gets involved in helping people at a physical level. But very often those efforts are random and not well coordinated.
As a church, we wanted to do what Jesus Christ has asked us to do, evangelizing the world, seeking the lost, feeding the hungry, clothing the naked, giving comfort to the hurting. And C.A.S.T was exactly a organization that we felt we would be in a better position by partnershiping with them.
One of the African great leaders once said, Africa needs an African solution. And I believe that C.A.S.T is one of those solutions. And if someone may ask me what C.A.S.T is all about, I can simply say that C.A.S.T is a vehicle and a tool that God is using these days to make a difference in our community.
C.A.S.T operates in 5 communities in KwaZulu-Natal: Noordsburg, Quadabek, Cato Manor, Lamontville, and the Durban inner city. In each community, C.A.S.T works in partnership with a local church that manages the ministry at a grassroots level. C.A.S.T has 5 kinds of assistance in each community. They are poverty relief, counseling, sports and recreation, educational assistance, and business development. Dealing with the physical survival needs of people is our first port of call, and C.A.S.T has 2 ministries focused on meeting these needs. C.A.S.T has been distributing food parcels to needy families since 1998 and now assists about 250 families every month in the target communities. Individuals or families sponsor each food parcel. Volunteers pack and seal them. They are then stored in a central distribution warehouse on the C.A.S.T premises and finally distributed to the communities through partner churches and schools. To ensure that parcels go to the most needy homes, recipients are assessed and must comply with specific criteria. Food parcels are only given to families living below the poverty line. Each home is visited regularly by community workers who help ensure that there is a development plan and practical assistance so that each family can escape the poverty trap.
C.A.S.T hand food parcels is not just giving food parcels to the poor and handing out. It's with the absolute sense of and commitment of empowering them, lifting them out of darkness and despair, spiritually, emotionally and physically. And C.A.S.T, the whole of C.A.S.T is geared in such a way where we start with the food parcels and the handouts and we get them to a point where they don't need food parcels and handouts.
Some years ago we did a little course on permaculture, and we asked a couple of people from Noordsburg Church to come and join in on the course so that we could learn more about growing food, growing vegetables. And that developed into a friendship with these people. And when we go out, we actually have a lovely friendship that we have built up over the years. We take our food parcels, but we really are going to go and see them and see how they're doing and find out what their needs are. And we love them. So that's from our point of view has been very special.
In addition to food, C.A.S.T helps by distributing second-hand clothes, which are received into the C.A.S.T warehouse and passed on to those who desperately need them to wear for themselves or for resale as a small income.
Most social problems aren't about lack of money. They're often about the lack of other kinds of resources. And we think those resources are best gotten access to through relationships.
C.A.S.T operates counselling centres in all its target communities to help people deal with grief, HIV, rape, teenage pregnancy, and to get access to government grants when applicable. These centres run in community schools or the partner church. As an extension of this ministry, passionate volunteers visit shelters and walk the streets of Durban, forming relationships with people who are broken and hurting, sharing the love and the gospel of Jesus, pointing them in the right direction and helping in simple ways. Sports programs are well known to provide one of the best forms of diversion and entertainment for youth, keeping them away from crime and irresponsible sexual behavior, as well as providing skills, discipline, and a sense of pride and achievement.
That program has really been a joy in terms of what is actually doing in the communities. Let us bear in mind that the drug abuse and alcoholism and vandalism is very, very rife in the township. And we believe as a church that if boys are not actually kept busy with something, they're going to resort into negative things that we don't want.
C.A.S.T coaches soccer and basketball through volunteer coaches and provides weekly mentorship meetings for the youth involved in the program. Every year, youth involved in our sports programs go away on a camp where they hear the message of the gospel and are challenged to make better life choices.
I've been involved in Addington Primary in numerous capacities, mainly in the capacity of running the holiday clubs and also being involved in our annual camp that we take about 80 to 85 children away on. I love the children in Addington for various reasons, but they crawl into your heart and they are the most gorgeous and open children I've ever worked with. My highlight of the Addington camp that we do is just spending extended time with these children. They're exposed to different things. We take them on fuffy slides and take them to the beach and they just have a wonderful time. So much so that once they asked us to turn the camp into a boarding school because they just love being there so much. But just extended time to speak with them and hear what's really going on in their hearts as well as to put into their life over a weekend. I really, really love being involved in the children's lives. I wish that I could be involved in a greater capacity, but every single second that I'm down there, they pour into my lives as I try to pour into theirs.
Educational programs offered through local schools aim to break the cycle that children and youth from poor communities often find themselves caught in. Volunteers spend time assisting learners in small groups with their homework and teaching basic literacy. This provides them with an alternative to spending the afternoons on the streets and increases their potential to go further in life.
Business development is a group of volunteers. In fact, it's an outreach from the church whereby we reach out into the community and find people who run businesses, micro businesses, and we help them to run them in a proper way. We don't just go in and tell them what to do, rather we go in and we find out what they're currently doing and we try and help them to iron out their mistakes and pick out what they're doing wrong and then hopefully set them on the right track to do the right things for the prosperity of their businesses.
C.A.S.T business forums are gatherings of local people who want to learn how to run a business or grow the business they already have. Annually, we also run courses in partnership with Paradigm Shift to teach micro-entrepreneurs how to increase their profits, market successfully, and grow their businesses.
The business is helping my family because I can manage to provide for them, to provide for my kids, provide for my mother. Yeah, so it's helping a lot, and we can also pay our bills at home. Yeah, I can say it's really helping a lot.
C.A.S.T's intention as an organisation is to be a grassroots type of organisation, an organisation that's run more by its volunteers than by its staff. And so we really want to encourage you to get involved in the work we do. We need people who do simple things like packing food and clothing. We need people who do more complicated things like coaching sport or mentoring business leaders or helping us with administration. There are many, many ways you can be involved in C.A.S.T. We also need people, of course, who will donate financially to our work. And so I want to encourage you to think about being more involved with the work of C.A.S.T. It's a great organisation, and our aim is really to be a force of social change in our communities and in our country.